Hey folks, Gary here. Happy Monday morning to you. I hope you're doing really well. What a great day to be alive. Every day's a good day. Every day's a good day when we walk with the Lord. You know, a couple Sundays ago, we talked about God's help coming and how it's a great reassurance. All the promises we have in Scripture talking about God will help you, God is on the way. That reassures us in the same way that someone who has a fire is reassured when they hear the sirens of the fire department coming their way because they know that help is on the way. And God's help is always on the way. Matter of fact, God's help is always present. He's always with us. I think God helps us in a lot of ways that we don't even know about constantly throughout our days. But there's also times when something really big happens and we really need to depend on the Lord to help us. And so this Sunday we talked about how the Israelites, they couldn't wrap their mind around that. They constantly had this thought that God was out to get them. Anytime something hard happened, God was out to get them. Well, it's not true at all. When something really hard happens or something really big happens, generally God is there, and we see him, we see his character even more in those times, and we see his love for us even more during those times. So the passage I want to look at today is kind of a fun passage. It's found in John chapter 2, verses 1 to 10. It says this: The next day, there was a wedding celebration in the village of Cana in the Galilee. Jesus' mother was there. Jesus and the disciples were also invited to the celebration. The wine supply ran out during the festivities. That's a pretty big deal. So Jesus' mother told him, "They have no more wine." "Dear woman, that's not our problem," Jesus replied. "My time has not yet come." I always find that a little bit humorous. But continuing on, but his mother told the servants, "Do whatever he tells you to do." In other words, she says, knock it off. Tells the servants, do whatever he tells you. Standing nearby were 6 stone water jars. They were used for the Jewish ceremony of washing. Each could hold 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus told the servants, "Fill the jars with water." When the jars had been filled, he said, "Now dip some out and take it to the master of ceremonies." So the servants followed his instructions. When the master of ceremonies tasted the water that was now wine, not knowing where it had come from, though the servants knew, he called the bridegroom over. Excuse me. "A host always serves the best wine first," he said. "Then when everyone has had their lot to drink, or has had a lot to drink, he brings out the least expensive wine. But you have kept the best until now." So in other words, the wine that Jesus has made in these jars is far better than what they had actually purchased in the first place. Jesus rescues them in their time of distress. Now, this doesn't seem like a big deal to us. It would have been a pretty big deal for them. But over the course of a lifetime, how big of a deal would it be? Here's the thing, though. Jesus helped them, and he helped them in a way that nobody was expecting them to help. It was huge. Matter of fact, they didn't even ask him. It was Jesus' mother that asked him. And yet God still intervened and took care of them. Again, in a way they couldn't expect. I believe it's the same thing for us. We'll have big things come in our life. Do we believe that God is going to take care of us, or do we believe that God is going to go, you should have planned better, or God's going to be indifferent, or God's going to let us fail? I think we need to trust God. We need to trust his character. We need to trust the fact that he loves us, and he loves us deeply, and he wants to make things right for us and do things in ways that maybe we're not even expecting. So that's the message for today. And thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.